Oh no, I'm sorry. I am late. I had just a little bit of extra time, so I went and made myself some food. I am late. And then I spilled, and then it took me a while to clean that up. So I'm great at time management. What can I say? All right. Everyone, welcome Rayon, the 41st subscriber. Okay. Let's turn that down. Let's start this music. 42nd? Really? Oh, that's nice. It tells me 41, but I could be wrong. I've definitely seen it be wrong before. All right. Man, I know this is not like peak music, but there's something about these Wailing Cavern themes and stuff that I really vibe with. Yeah. Set this all over here so I can see it. Is it wrong that I find myself wishing I had a third monitor? Okay, here we go. So, let's see. I can't quite remember what I left off with last time. I think it was just experimenting, and it came out all right. So, all right. I guess for today it might make sense to we should play first and like Buzz Tower or something. Yeah, that's a great idea. I think for today, what it will do is the random spray tool, which I never tried. Chell told me about this, and I was like, "What?" Of course, I wouldn't use it most of the time still, but it's definitely good for stuff like today. Um, is I'm gonna try to copy this for the rest of these, probably. It might make sense for the really big ones to put something like a temple in the middle, so, or some other decoration if I decide. So we're gonna just start with the small ones. It might make sense to just do it like this. I can't actually see what I'm doing, but I don't know if I need to. One second. Sorry about that. Dogs decide to go crazy. Giant potted plants. I mean, I don't think I'll go with that, but maybe. We'll see. Oh wait, I didn't want to do the big ones, that's right. Well, I'll leave that for now. Focus on these two. Ah, my mouse is going crazy. One second. Yes, I know. They are rather annoying sometimes. If they're still going, I'll go see what they need. Barking. The dog is barking. At nothing. I checked. It was actually nothing. Wow, that came out. Well, okay, it went over a bit, but I did that completely blind. So okay, so this should go here. I'm gonna save so I don't run into problems. can I not grab this? Oh, I don't need this one, I guess. Okay, so maybe the random angle is more trouble than it's worth. Just gonna keep requiring me to do this. There we go. Yeah, I don't think I'll do the random angle painter anymore, since I'm just having to redo these anyway. Let's put these here. I want them to hug the edge. All right. Yeah, let's move these down here. It was a long time before I actually saw the origin of what the dog doing meme. It'd be cool if a Death Star mission map had a turbo laser charging in intervals just like the Force Awaken. Death Star mission map? I'm actually not sure what charging in intervals like the Force Unleashed means either. Yeah, sorry. When it's firing. Oh, yeah, I actually remember that now. Yeah, I remember that, yeah. I didn't like it. I can't remember, actually. Maybe I actually don't remember how I felt about it, but I do remember it now. Alright, but what do you mean? Like, it'd be cool if a Death Star mission map? See, the problem is that you can't, like, that works for like an action platformer where you control one character. It doesn't really work for an RTS where the AI doesn't always have good pathfinding or intelligence. FOC played with some hazards and like they didn't always come out so well, like on Felucia or Shola. True, yeah. It's like, it's one of those things I think a lot of early mappers fall into where they're like, oh wow, all these cool ideas I want to try, and then they, in practice, they're kind of disasters, and it's like, darn, that's not fun. There should be a mission where everyone learns to get along. I was gonna curse or something, but or it could be a background where the closest you get to the shaft where the Death Star Troopers stand by. I mean, that could definitely be doable. Not sure what a Death Star mission would be, though. Haas Beacon, where you have to move Dala and Pellion's infantry models 5 meters to get gas masks and release the gas. That's it. You cannot find it. Fail it. Good morning, Thomas. Or Rez. There's Shan. I'll finish this one then save. I don't know if it's morning for anyone though. Not anymore anyway. I have many names. Yeah, same. Oh shoot. Let me adjust this back. I mean, is a mission where you cannot fail necessarily bad if you don't realize you can't fail it? I would argue it's not. usually. My default greeting is good morning. Well, okay. Let's see how I feel about this. Mission where you do trade federation trade deals. I mean, you kind of already have that with the government mechanic where you pay to get them to like you. From a certain point of view. Okay, here's a mistake I can fix right now. Save. Missions where you have to review Senate tax bylaws. How else are you going to get the Senate approval? What do you think legitimacy was about this whole time? That's what the upkeep mechanic is for as well. It's property tax. Actually, I should go find out how much the first one was dipped. 25, okay. Yeah, 24 is fine too. Well, it's all tax management, said Pelion, glaring at his first officer. I don't care what the New Republic is calling it. Always has been. I think the mushrooms really do add to this. Maybe. I need to figure out what plants I want most. I want something big that takes up a lot of space but isn't like too intensive. The tulips are definitely on my list. These plants maybe. Oh no, those get really fucked up by... Wait, what are they getting fucked up by? Oh, they're sinking into that, the rocks, that's what it is. Huh, I might need even bigger. Like these, maybe. These are a maybe. These are two. These might be too short. Actually, I should check these. I don't love that. I like the way these look, but I don't like the way they sink. Oh my goodness. 1 second. I'm sorry about that. I swear I can't do anything today. Dog wrangling is right. This is a maybe. Actually, I kind of like the lava house more. I always do, but... Oh, that's kind of trippy with the cloud effects. I could put these in the middle of the map. I don't know what purpose they would serve though, but might be interesting. Oh, I don't know. I might hold on to them at least. Oh yeah, no, I think I might still make a town over here and autosave. Down here, maybe. Let's see. Do I want to just cover this area with plants? I don't think I do. But maybe the desert. Oh, that's a big area to cover with a lot of grass props. It would just lag out the whole thing. Star Wars needs a town builder game. What about Star Wars Galaxies? Or Gungan Frontiers? Oh, this is kind of cool. Not gonna lie. I never played Galaxies, but I always wanted to. Because I had like all those games with like the free 2-week subscription or whatever, and I was like, oh, well, I can't waste the subscription. I have to be like ready to join. And then I never did, and it went down. By a boy band on Naboo. You got jumped by a boy band on Naboo. I think you're gonna explain that one. Ooh. No, I caught the fond part. It's one of those props that doesn't like to rotate. You could play you could make money as like a band and people play in cantinas. Yeah, I kind of remember hearing about that part. Not sure how I feel about this part. feel more like I'm just throwing stuff together more than designing at this point. Sorry. So how did you get jumped by the band? Like, I know people could play entertainers or whatever, which were like either musicians or strippers. We need more Gungan village parts from Galactic Battlegrounds. I actually have no idea what those look like. I know the Gungans were a faction, which is kind of wild. Alright, let's see. Still want to know about that boy band jumping, though. I left the town I was in, and they followed me and just opened on me. Like, they have attacks? I didn't know they had attacks. I thought they were like a non-combat class. Looking back on it, I was just being really rude to them for no reason. Yeah, well. We all make mistakes that we learn from. In theory. They didn't before the combat update. Then everyone got guns. Huh. Interesting. I almost called them jobs instead of classes, which is the Final Fantasy XIV terminology. But then again, in hindsight, perhaps the terminology job would actually make more sense than class for Star Wars, since they really were basically jobs. Moment. I wonder, does that make you a jobber? You tell me. Trying to decide if I want maples for this. I tend to use maples a lot, so maybe I use them too much. But on the other hand, the question is, does this actually look good, I guess? I used to mine large parts of Tatooine near desirable mobs people would farm for sick fun. Wait. You used to mine large parts of Tatooine near desirable mobs. What made the mobs desirable to farm for sick fun? I would mind they forsake. I can usually get through the typos, but I'm not understanding that one. Because it was funny to watch people run into my little... Oh, minefield. Like, okay, those kind of mines. Okay, I was thinking, like, mining, like, mineral. Okay. I was very confused. Landmines, gotcha. Oh, man. That's okay. I think early WoW had mines, but they got rid of those pretty quick. Do with landing zone bases in the Shrek version. So there is no Shrek version. It's just one version now because of texture despairs. But landing zones, I think they look pretty decent. They've got cute little stairs. I think they look good too. It's like some ancient courtyard for festivals or markets or something. Oh, that's interesting. You know, now that you mention it, maybe I could put some up top as well, since they'd be out of balance, and I could use them for what you call it? Ancient mine football field. I could use them up top and use this to make the towns or whatever. I think I definitely want the flowers. But I'm going to randomly place these because I think these are something that... This is size 2, okay. This is something you can definitely have randomly rotated. Ugh, that's annoying. Alright, so I want to keep them generally inside these spaces. At least the medium ones. Let's try the large. Okay, so at least sometimes peek through. Am I the only one who would notice that problem? Possibly, but it does bother me enough not to do it. Yep. I mean, I could just raise them manually, but that would be a lot of work. Okay. It's time to put down some mushrooms, I think. Only the big ones will actually appear on the outside, I think, so. Or do I want the mushrooms only on the bottom around the base? I am not sure. Perhaps I could cut down the grass by using it only around the bases like this. Another thing, hang on. Save. Another galaxy saying that sticks with me was a friend of mine would spend weeks grinding for weeks to unlock the YT 1300, only to realize they are only for people in the freelance faction, not rebel. Oh, that's cruel. That's sad. No falcon for you. That would be so sad. Oh, and are the stands still shifty? Sorry, Nee, I didn't see that. Yes, they are. They are much slower now. There is a grass layer underneath, and there is a Geonosian sand layer atop. And instead of water, I am using lava to create the effect. Yeah. I'm questioning if I want the mushrooms up top. I'm thinking probably not. He got the YT tooth is 40. That's what's his name's, right? The dark, not Dark Forces. The Nintendo 64 one. Shadows in the Empire. Looks like the grass is the roots of all the fungi. My concern with the dash render, yeah. My concern with the mushrooms is that it actually did look good up there. Crap. I don't want to put too many mushrooms up there because I'm also putting them below and all around, so I don't know. I kind of want there to be distinct fauna or flora from the top of the pillars to the bottom. Probably lots of small animals get caught in the stands and stuff, giving them time. That's darker than I imagined. I could put animals up top though. There's nothing stopping that. Do I want these trees as well? I don't know. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no to the big trees, but yes to the bulbs. Yes to the bulbs and the it's nature. I'm gonna say yes. I am terrible at randomizing these. Yes to these plants and yes to the maples. Oh god, I can't wait for blurgs. Oh, I know. They're so very cute. I was like, can we get blurgs? And Philoraptor was like, that sounds like fun to make. They were planned just for nature stuff, but and Philo's a little burnt out at the moment. But there are like tentatively plans to make mounted infantry ones, either for the clones or the Twi'leks. I'm gonna lose battles because I'll be in Rapture taking pictures of them. I mean, the memories last longer than the battles. Based Philo. Oh god, that would be rad. Yeah. I don't... They definitely won't be, like, buildable or anything, but... Rewards or militia or something, perhaps. They would be... Flamethrower blurg riders? What? You're gonna have to explain that one. Is that a thing? Oh, like flamethrower infantry? I mean, it is a type of anti-infantry. And I guess that would make it good against vehicles, just kind of shit against anything with shields. That's what they were in Galactic... Oh! Then, I mean... Sure. In Galactic Battlegrounds, all mountain units, including the blur clones, have flamethrowers. Okay, that's kind of cool. Then, I mean... Probably... Definitely not a buildable unit, I'm sure, but... Something like as a reward or whatever. Also, welcome Blasto. I think you are new, so I'm going to ask you the sacred question, Blasto, if you are ready for it. What is your favorite sci-fi, or what is your favorite planet in fiction, and why? Doesn't have to be Star Wars. It's a really weird unit for EAWX because there's nothing that's like specialized in anti-structure. Artillery questionably, but generally if it's something's it's usually, if anything is anti-something, it's usually anti two different things instead of one. Napalm blast the droid from Big Lizard Pack. Like, flames are good against structures and infantry. Anti-vehicles good against, structures and vehicles, so I need to... This might be too crowded. I'm also probably going to screw myself over by misclicking the wrong thing. Let's do this one. I think mounted flamers are good versus vehicles in Galactic Battlegrounds. Then maybe an expanding fronts thing, I don't remember. Flamethrowers in EAWX at least are really weird choice. They are great against infantry and good against structures, and they're okay against basically everything except kind of flying units because of the range limitations, and anything with shields. It's kind of hard for them to kill. I don't know how I feel about this. Ooh. Favorite planet fiction is honestly a pretty hard question. It is. There are many that I like, but singular favorite, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, but what is a favorite there? What's one you really like is an alternate question. I think most people struggle with this question, so it's always a surprise when someone has like a go-to answer. But some people do. I don't think I'll finish today, but if you want to start with Star Wars, that works too. Kashyyyk is the first one I can think of. That's an interesting choice that I like. Why Kashyyyk, though? Ooh, and what version of Kashyyyk? Since they don't necessarily contradict each other, but they are portrayed a little bit differently over time. I like the Republic Command Fallen Order. Actually, I have no idea what Fallen Order is. Kashyyyk looks like. Huh. But I was surprised at how nice the Republic Commando one looked. Much better than I remembered. It's a lot more city and urban focused in the trees, which is kind of neat. I think I like the Zon version most, which is really probably just the source book version. Okay, look, the Holiday Special Kashyyyk version is technically the correct version in a way, because like that's how it is in source books, and that's how it is in like basically all of the books before Revenge of the Sith portrayed it. And it's like a giant tree city. And technically, while Revenge of the Sith had that shoreline fight, it doesn't necessarily mean that the tree city thing isn't there as well. It would be very sad if it wasn't, though. I also actively like how there are different versions. It's a full planet with different biomes to a point. I guess Holiday Special Cache could be parts that are more suburban. So what I really like about older Star Wars is that Old Pokemon is more of an urban center. Yeah, that works because it needs the tunnels for that game's design in general. Like even Geonosis is canyons instead of open fields. There's no open desert fight in that game, you know. Which is probably partly a coding thing and partly like because of how the game's designed. Let's put one here. I like the dock map from BF1. I forgot about that. I liked it. It was pretty. Although when I think of Kashyyyk, I definitely think of like the Zon and KOTOR. KOTOR has the Zon version, which is really just the... Okay, so I was saying is like what I like about the older Star Wars way of doing things is older canon would introduce something that's like really goofy and silly, and it'd be like, oh, this is canon, it's so stupid. But then like newer stuff would keep that as canon, but then like make it more serious. And I think the way Zon, KOTOR, and other things handled Kashyyyk in Holiday Special is a good example of that. Oh yeah, the Shadowlands in KOTOR. That's pretty cool. And like to some extent, I think that's the best way to handle Star Wars is to like embrace the old stuff being goofy and just reimagine it, but keep it canon, but reimagine it as like more serious. Oh, did I drop another one? Oh, I did. Okay. Or more I'm trying to think of another good example. Oh, Screed. Screed is the perfect example of that. Like, do you know what Screed is from originally? The dude is from Star Wars Droids. And so is the Demolisher slash Gladiator. Like, those are just straight up cartoon villain vehicles and stuff. And like, but like, think of how much people like stan Screed as like a warlord and the Gladiator, and they're just straight up from Star Wars Droids, the old cartoon show. That's their origin. Like, that's the perfect example, I think. The Abominor. Yeah, yeah. I actually do kind of want to like. So unknown region stuff is pretty far off. Like not super far off, but it's far enough off that it's like not going to happen before point 4. You know. But one thing I'd love to see is something where we like integrate the Abominor and the Silentium at the same time. Um, you didn't know. Now you know. You've been cursed with the knowledge. See, that's the great part. Is that like the Blurg are from the Ewok Adventures too. Well, the Blurg still look kind of silly, but they were just the mounts of the raiders in the Ewok Adventure. But oh, shoot, I lost my train of thought. The Blurg are great. Oh, what I really want for the Slentium and the Abominor is I want the Abominor to exist on the... Yeah, thank you. I did just get it right before you posted. Yeah. I want the Abominor to exist as, like, a hostile faction on, like... The Great Heap is the name of the one in the Ewok... in the Droids cartoon. I want them to exist as, like, a hostile faction in the unknown regions. And I want the Silentium to exist as a faction that is always at war with the Abominor. But, so, like, based on what we know of, like, Vufi Ra, like, okay, so the Lando books are kind of miserable. Everyone's just kind of an asshole in them. But Vufi Ra is actually, like, likable, and it seems like the Silentium, his people, who aren't named by name there, but they're, like, called his people or whatever, and our droids, they don't seem to be explicitly hostile to anyone, but we know that they waged a very brutal war with the Abominor in the Vong galaxy, and that war kind of ruined their galaxy and are why the Vong hate droids so much. So we have a war that, like, which organics died, but only one side is actually hostile to organics. As far as we know, the Abominor, because the Abominor are just kind of assholes. Yeah, it shaped the Vong's culture exactly. So what I'm thinking is we can extrapolate that the Silentium are not actually hostile, but they are dangerous. So what I'd like to see is anytime there's Silentium, or anytime there's Abominor, the Abominor are going to go straight for you to try to kill you, but then the Silentium show up and go straight for the Abominor and try to kill the Abominor, but they'll have, like, maybe just a ton of AoEs and other stuff that makes them dangerous to be in proximity for you. So they won't directly attack you, but they can still accidentally kill you while they try to kill the Abominor. That's what I'd really like to see. Shh! Don't let me dream, Rayon. Let me dream. Because there isn't really a reason for the Silentium to want to kill organics. Because they don't really... They seem to be pretty much indifferent for the most part. Whereas the Abominor are actively antagonistic. Like the proxy wars among militia. Kind of. Yeah. That's my very, very, very maybe never happening long-term dream. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't really know, but their technology, the Silentium's technology is definitely super advanced. Like, obscenely advanced. But they also don't really seem to care about organics unless organics directly threaten them. Whereas the Abominor will go out of their way to attack you. So the Silentium are quote-unquote the good guys in that conflict. Here's my 9-point plan to have them part of the the hand. Oh my gosh, I would love to shill that, like as like a super long-term thing. If nothing else ever happens, just shill them as one of the races that join the Empire of the Hand in an alliance against the Vong and the Abominor. Antimatter bombs and such would already be very spooky. Ooh. Hell yeah. Alright. How many different kinds of mushroom caps are there? Oh, a bunch, okay. Oh, they're all different sizes, that's why. Will I regret this? Maybe. We'll see. The Vaghari, the Chiss, Imperial Exiles, and big weird orb guys? I'm trying to remember which ones those are. Silentium. Oh, well, they're more like starfish droids in terms of shape. At least kind of. Orb. They should be starfish shaped, aren't they? Alright, what do you think of this? Oh, so they change as they get older. Okay. Let's try. Let's try plugging this in and see how we feel about it. Shifting Sands Mushroom Forest. This is quite a concept. Incidentally, I always had like a very loose plan to do something with the mushrooms, which is why when I made the tutorial video showing the very beginning of this, how to make your own mirror lake, or whatever, is why like the background music is Beware the Forest Mushrooms from Super Mario RPG. That was always the plan. Which is why I use that music. It's a neat prop. You think it'll be distracting? I mean... I don't know. We'll have to see how it looks in action. Unfortunately, I've decorated one part of the map that won't be really in the action. I think the area used to be underground millions of years ago, and slowly as water drained, the coral adapted mushroom-like shapes and now survives in the desert. I mean, sure. I'm bad at like the fact that like I create worlds that like could have stories, but I never give them stories. I just kind of leave them up for interpretation. I'm very guilty of that. But if people want to come up with stories as to like how places become the reason the way they are, I am totally fine with that. It does seem like it underwent erosion, possibly because of water flow. Yeah, you know, I can buy that. I mean, I usually am too, but like when it's my own stuff, it's just like, oh, I don't know. I just thought it looked cool. All right, let me test it in game quick. Let me see. I'm so guilty of it. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I'm like looking at someone else's thing, like, oh, look at the stories that could be there. And when it's my own thing, I'm like, I thought it looked cool, man. I don't know. Copy. Paste. Replace. Find Steam. Launch. All right. Did I ever save it? I did save a Talicia. Good. I couldn't remember if I actually saved a Talicia test or whatever. I was afraid I didn't. Oh, that wouldn't have been no good. Oh, do any of you play Advance Wars? I've never played Advance Wars, but I've always liked the aesthetic of it. But I've recently gotten into like the character themes from the remake. I still haven't played it, but like I really love them. So I'm just gonna put that on for now. Let's see, EAW filming. Here we go. I really need to delete these still. I never did. I was playing War Group, which is similar to Advance Wars in gameplay. Interesting. Ooh. I need to finish the Metroid Prime remaster still. Then maybe I'll try the Advance Wars remake. Go away, Iceard. I don't like you. How much of that? Oh, it's not gonna tell me. Anyone got stormtroopers around here? There we go. And some of my favorite tanks.
Order acknowledged.
Transmission received.
Oh, I guess that doesn't have any. Oh, here's some stuff I don't have.
Course plotted.
Oh, I don't think I had a gunship either.
Receiving orders.
Alright, I'll save this over that. Alright, let's try this. See how we feel about it. Looks.
Invasion
Looks.
commencing. Reporting. Choose your reinforcements. Reinforcements
Awaiting
en
orders.
route.
Moving out.
Why are you this way? Actually, what's causing it there? Oh my goodness, it's just the shadows. Okay, so no grass in these areas at all. I mean, that's probably better for the lag anyway. I just happen to like that.
Advancing.
Lancet standing by. Engines activated.
Enemy forces ahead.
Yeah, it's something wrong with the textures or shaders in the TR. I am not a fan.
One, move out. All right, men, take cover.
god, look at the damage we're doing to AT-AT. Oh shit. I may have overestimated my AT-AT there.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Moving to coordinates.
Reinforcements en route.
Destination set.
At
Destination
maximum unit
set.
capacity.
Awaiting orders.
DTS gliding away from the AT.
Reporting. Deploying stormtroopers.
Let's do this.
These guys probably ought to get some trait.
Let's go. You're violating orders.
I am not super thrilled with
Neutralize that droid. Do I look like a droid? Autoguns online.
heroes inside of very fragile walkers. I can't see the AT-AT stretching to deploy troops without remembering the X saying, "Oh, Christ is giving birth." When she used to watch me play this, I think the in-game, the what are they called? The sort of table fungus are not as distracting as they would be. Oh yeah, no. I wasn't too worried about that.
Available.
Honestly,
Standing by.
people don't really look at this stuff as much as you might think.
Juggernaut ready.
Bomber standing by.
Oh,
Initiate bombing run.
you know, I'm thinking
Enemies in range.
maybe I ought to do something with those buildings after all. Only turbo nerds like us can appreciate a good map. It's just they are visually contrasting, but once in the game you start thinking about landings as enemy forces and stuff. Exactly, yeah. It's surprising how little people notice. But I think people notice it subconsciously. And it's like, fungi, what? Yeah. It's weird that... Mark II Dark Troopers, yeah. Alright, so I won't use the grass props, which means a lot less lag at least. There's that.
Bombardment available.
Yeah, that's too bad. I don't love that, but... Maybe I should not use the small ones and only use the medium and large. I don't know. I feel like maybe I should get rid of the small of these and see how this looks. The burning AT-AT, yeah. I do, however, really like that cityscape in the background. I don't think I'm gonna keep exactly this, but I'm definitely gonna put something back there like this. A lot of birds. Well, there are at least 7 flying around right now.
Bombing run available.
Bomber squadron reporting. Commence
Burb.
attack run. We've sighted them. Targets engaged.
Borbing run available. Actually, you know what I want to see? Before this battle ends,
Roger.
I want
Squad,
to see them go
advance.
through this. It's Borbin time. Then he Borbs all over the place. Ooh! Okay, they do clip through the mushrooms. I can put the mushrooms on the outside, maybe? I don't know. I like the middle ones. Or maybe,
We've captured an abandoned sensor array.
I mean, does that look bad? I think it kind of looks fine. There's a little clipping, but...
AT-AT destroyed.
Oh my god, they killed my
are
AT-AT.
victorious.
I like looked away for like 1 second, I'd come back, my AT-AT's dead. Oh well. Yeah. I think, you would not walk through this? Really? You wouldn't walk through giant mushrooms your escape? I wouldn't even step foot in the suspiciously moving sands. You ever played Space Quest? I haven't, but I've like watched enough people play through them that like I kind of know the games. Because I don't really like playing point-and-click adventures, but I like the story they have. And so I like watched a few playthroughs of point-and-click adventure games. There's the Space Quest games were like all about your character dying in horrible ways. In one game, there's a mushroom forest, and if you're not careful, like your character can get eaten by a mushroom. And then they describe your character's death, but in the mushroom one, it's like you are slowly digested. However, you are also induced in a crazy drug, I forget what it is, but it's basically like a crazy drug dream or something. And you just experience the universe. And it's like, actually, all things considered, this is not the worst way you could die. It's actually quite pleasant. Which I think is kind of funny. Let's hop back to scene, as it were. I don't know why I called it that. And close the Empire War. Okay. Probably gonna go for just another 20 minutes. Let's go put on something else though. Beware the forest mushrooms. Here we go. Alright, so I like this grass prop, but I'm going to delete it, and it'll reduce lag being absent, so that's not a huge loss, I don't think. So, oh, I know, I love this song. I did beat the game, but I'm more of a Paper Mario fan. There's a remake? So what I think the call is to randomly place a bunch of the big ones, then the semi-big ones, then the mediums, then the smalls. I am not a Super Mario RPG stan, but I do think it's kind of dirty that Geno never ended up in Smash Brothers, but then Cloud did, and Sephiroth. Instead of like Vivi, Geno, Kefka. Hell, Cloud was added before they even decided if the 7 remake would be on a Nintendo system. I like Kefka. Well, the thing is, it's also kind of shitty because, like, the game does not need more sword characters. Like, if you've never played a Fire Emblem game, you probably think they're all sword characters. But, like, every Fire Emblem character is just, like, of the same class. So it's like if you were to represent, like, Empire at War in Smash, and then you only chose, like, you only chose, like, things that look like ties on the ground. So, like, all you included were tie maulers and crawlers. And then that was your representation. And people, like, I had one person explain it, and they were, like, shocked to learn that there are characters with, like, bow and arrows, riding Pegasus horses with lances, giant guys with axes, guys with boomerang axes, and a million other things in the Fire Emblem games. Your question. What, you know what I said to Smash Brothers? Okay, are we concerned about how the model looks? Because if we're not concerned about how the model looks, I'm going to say Jorua Sabayoth. I'm going with Jaruus. Because he's got, like, the force power stuff going, like, the same as Palpatine. I guess, like, he's, like, the, he's kind of the same as Palpatine. But I think he'd be kind of fun. He's like an alternate take on Palpatine, really. He's basically Palpatine, but delusional. Really. I am Jorua Sabayoth. I don't know who voiced him, but I really like the job they did with it in this mod. Palpatine is, I think he's self-aware, but just evil. Which is a bit sociopathic. There are many secrets in this game. They should put Geno in Smash Brothers. They didn't need to add Sephiroth. They should put Geno in Smash Brothers. They didn't need to add Sephiroth. He's just redundant. He is just redundant. He is just redundant. Vivi has, like, the bonus of being from the best Final Fantasy game and looking like the iconic Black Mage. And then Kefka is just a great villain. And a caster, so there's that. a caster with his own built-in ultimate, when he ascends to godhood. I do like Kefka's story because, like, he's just some psychotic guy that went crazy, that was given way too much power, then got mad when nobody else wanted to destroy the world and decided, well, I'm going to become God and destroy the world, and then he did that. But it's funny because, like, when you start the game, he is kind of pathetic. He's really not that big a threat. You win every fight with him very easily. Look, I'm pretty sure Kefka did it first. I think. All right. I've been trying to decide what I should make my, like, avatar for this channel, because the Final Fantasy XIV Goblin was just like a quick pick from a while back ago, because it's like, well, I don't want to leave it blank. I've been leaning towards wanting to use my SWTOR one of my SWTOR characters, but, like, it's so hard to pose characters in Tor or SWTOR. Whereas, like, I can get, like, an amazing portrait of my character from Final Fantasy XIV, like, almost instantly. And it'll be, like, 20 times better with, like, half the effort. I was leaning towards... I don't think Tor does, but I know Final Fantasy XIV does, and it has a very robust one at that. I was leaning towards using my Tor character regardless, but then I stumbled across, like, a great photo opportunity in 14, so I went with that instead. Because it's like a space and a planet. It's currently my character in front of a red planet looking at with a purple planet behind it, and I was like, okay, that's a little too perfect. Guess I have to use it. I wish I could go faster, but, like, every time I do, like, I end up doing that glitch thing where a previous one gets placed on top of it somehow. Kind of an annoying feature. Or a bug, I guess. Oh. Wow, I'm still less than 1,500. Good. Let's put on something different, though. Wait. All right. This track is probably not copyrighted. I hope it's not. I'll be sad if it is. I don't think it could be, but that's... Alright. Might be putting too many at this point, but... Alright, just gonna keep going through here. Alright. Oh my goodness. This is slow going. Well, not that slow, but... You know, I wonder if they would look okay stacked on each other. What do you think? Does that look okay? Arguably, it looks better. Maybe I should, Okay, so I'll avoid it for these. Then for the next ones, I will hide them so that I can't see where they are. And then, yeah, exactly. I'll hide them so I have no idea where they are, and if they end up crossing, all the better. With the small ones. Ah, okay. I guess I can always use these bones as well. Oh, I forgot this whole area. Oh, that was weird. There just happened to be a flag there. Ha! What kind of flag is that? I have a tendency to try to be too neat, and rather than embracing the chaos, so I have to like try to catch myself and make sure I don't over patternize things. Like I actually have to force myself to make things look sloppy, I guess. Some of blood, born from blood of the fallen brothers. Yeah, maybe throw another one of whatever now then. That's kind of my solution is to like purposely make mistakes here and there. Ooh, look at that mini map or overhead. And we're over 15,000 objects now, so not surprisingly, the slave time is starting to slow down a bit. So I'm probably going to stop there because people want to do stuff with me in real life. But what I'm thinking is I'm going to collect all these, hit -3. I can do this right now. Hit -2. I wonder if... No, -2 is better. Alright. I'm trying to figure out how I feel about these. You know what? I'll embrace it. I'll embrace the imperfection and just live with it. But next time what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these. I'm going to set their faction to hostile. It's a trick Leo told me once. Then select all these, set all their factions to hostile. Then I'm going to go view by faction and remove hostile. And then I will see everything except the lily pad mushroom caps. And then I'll place the rest randomly and they'll just fall where they land. And I think that'll be a decent way of not only being random, but letting me see where I have and haven't used them. But so far, this is looking pretty good, I think. You know what? I want to get rid of these small ones. Crap. There we go. I'm tempted to get rid of these blue bubble ones, these bubble ones as well. Maybe look to other props. But that's something I'll think about next time. Not sure. I can keep going to the end of this song, I guess. What do you think? Should I just get rid of these bubble plants? I don't know if they're putting me off or... I do want something else. I think I know what. Well, give me a second to grab some other object because I never remember where to find it. As an alternative, this is kind of one of my go-to objects, is... Oh, no way. Were they really not base game? Whoa. I thought they were base game this whole time. But they're not here. That is unfortunate for me. I wonder if alien trees would be alright. What do we have in this forest? It's base game. Just the bubble, the other bubbles, and the alien trees. Huh. Alright, well. Well, that is a pickle. No wonder I couldn't find him. They're TR exclusive. You can see where the props are missing from being TR exclusive. Well, that's frustrating, but also surprising. Oh, I wonder... Wait. Let me try props desert and look for Utapau props. Oh. These might look good scattered around though. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think using a cluster versus is this what big and small mean, but okay. Big usually does not mean 3 of something. Utapau, here we go. Oh, that's really big. Is it too big? That seems a little too big. Maybe if I lowered it into the ground. Well, let's see what other ones there are. How about that? Let's try it in the other one. This one. Crap. These are hard to click on once you place them. Try minus. I do like the color as well. Yes, a nice green, aqua, and maroon combo. That is kind of nice. You know, that is too plain the way it looks there. What if... I don't know. I'll just put this here for now. Well, where's the other one? Oh. What about that? Let me save this and just check what it looks like in the other editor. Then we'll stop there. If it's acceptable, we'll keep it. If it's terrible, I'll delete it. And then either way, I'll save and stop there. Go ahead and switch the scene so you guys can see what I'm doing. Alright, so this is it in TR editor. It's a little bit interesting. No, seeing this just makes me more certain I don't like these bubble plants. I wanted to use them, but now that I'm seeing them here, I'm leaning towards no. What do you think? Yeah. Let me go ahead and close the TR editor. Bring up the other one. Where is it? There we go. I like the color that they bring, but I think they do attract too much attention to each. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah. The flowers kind of do too, but I feel like that's kind of okay because they are animated in TR. Oh, excuse me. And I think I'll put some animals in the middle here. Gelagrubs, probably. Let's see. I mean, technically I could put Gelagrubs anywhere on the map. Now that I think about it. I believe they're called Fuchsia beetles here. We stand the Galagrub. It's grubbing time. And then he grubbed all over the place. Okay, that's not a good one for them. This one should have more space. You know what? I think I'll do without those. Let's get some grub. They can also go out in the desert. I don't know how that'll look. Probably okay. You and I should definitely put out though. Oh, shacks. I forgot about shacks. Yeah. No, they walk directly on the surface. That's their whole thing. Well, that's how they are coded, rather. I could put womp rats to walk the desert. Question is, how do they interact with this? Surprisingly passable? Okay. Didn't expect that. Just more base game features people forget exist. There, what do you think? 3 is enough, probably? I can put one in the corner. One for each corner, there we go. Sand sharking might be cool. It might, but like I don't think it would work. It won't work. I know that because like the model would have to be set under the ground. These will rise up slightly. I don't know if they're the right fit for this map, but it might be fun. Do you have anything snaky? Not really. Last thing I was going to add is a Sketo. Where is that? Oh, it's called Desert Sketo, I think. Here we go. Dragonflies that zoom around. It actually matches the source artwork for them surprisingly well. And I'll put like 6 of these out or so. All right. Land on my arms and then eat them. I'm not sure if we want to keep this or not. That's the last question, I think. I am leaning towards no, but does this seem plain? I don't know. It's probably fine. You know what it needs? It probably just needs another kind of tree. Maybe it's time to bring back the palm trees. I think this was sort of a clumsy solution. These could maybe go around here, so I'll hold on to them just in case I change my mind about how to use them later. But I'm going to save there, I think. And we'll stop at that. Alright. Ooh. Thank you all for watching. We'll figure out what to do with more props next time. This was a fun episode, I think, because choosing props is always a little more fun, I think, than, well, other things. You guys have a nice night. Nice night, Rez. I'm going to stop there. Good night, Rayan, if you're still lurking. Got droid pilled. Good night.